Hello my planner pals and welcome back, and if you're new here then thank you for joining me and giving me a try. My name is Di, I am here at Creative Karma Design, and today we're going to have my one little word for February prompt. And I'm going to say here that if you haven't seen my other kind of one little word stuff where I create my journal, where I do the January prompt, I have got a playlist for those now so that you can see those. But yeah, that's what we're going to do today. And you'll see here that, first of all, what I'm doing here is I'm adding some photos from January. So these are all January photos. Now, what I tend to do is, as I feel I am embodying my word, or I'm doing things that embody my word for the year, which for me, for 2023, is the word play, as you can see on the front of my folder. And what really kind of sparked play this month for me was not what I expected, first of all, because when I went into this project, my plan was that I would have one play date every month, and one play date for me, and then one play date for Stella, because, you know, I have Stella now, and I wanted to give her like a play date every month. And January, as I mentioned before, January's weather was just not very conducive to doing anything, because it was either raining or it was just totally like drenched, wet mud bath outside, and it was just impossible to do anything. So I kind of felt a little bit, I'm going to say, annoyed and upset and frustrated because I hadn't done my play date. And then partway through the month, Stella was playing with her toys and stuff like that, and I noticed that we'd got a lot of ripped toys. You know, if you have a dog, you'll know that they tear the guts out of their toys, they tear legs off and stuff like that. And I have a little like basket that I put those in, and then I try and repair them. I just sew them up, I like take the legs off and just sew them up, you know, just trying to get a little bit more life out of them. And that's what you'll see in the bottom photo here, is that is all the toys that I sewed up this month. I think there was about 10 of them. And I was like, you know, that's one of the things about play that I guess I didn't realize, that sometimes play is destructive. It's kind of wild, and it's just sometimes destructive. Sometimes things have to break in order for you to play. And that is what I feel was the lesson in January. And so I took all of the toys that well, most of them, because there was one that I missed actually on this little photo, but I took some of the toys and lined them all up on top of the pool box, and I took a photo. As I was taking a photo, of course, still I had to get in there and try and steal one of the toys, but yeah, I just felt like I learned a lesson in January that sometimes things are not going to be how you imagine they're going to be, and you just need to roll with the punches. And the little quote there that I'm putting on, that is from the kit, from the digital kit, it says, "Moments like these are the ones I love the most." And it was just that kind of aha moment of, yeah, I sometimes just need to let go of what things should look like and just let them be what they are. So that was a huge realization for this month. But you'll also see some photos here. There's one there on the right of Stella digging a hole. And I think that's one of the things as well. Like, she's, quite honestly, I'm learning a lot. I mean, you learn from all of your pets, but yeah, I'm learning a lot from the lessons that she's given me, that digging holes, that's play. Like, there's different kinds of play. So yeah, so that was the first thing that I did. And then the prompt for February was to do a personal manifesto about your word. Now, I'm going to say this, when this first came out, I struggled like hell with this, because I was like, what? Like, I couldn't wrap my head around it. And then I kind of watched there's a Zoom call every month in Ali's workshop, and I watched the replay of that. And I don't remember who it was, but somebody said something about the manifesto being like a text version of your vision board. And that really solidified it for me, because I usually use a lot of text anyway on my vision board. So that's what I just went with. And this is the thing that I will say is just from the workshop, take what works, leave what doesn't. Take what works and leave what doesn't. So this is a space that I left as a little reflection from last month. And I was going to use the reflections card in the kit, but I didn't have a lot of reflections. But the main one that I had was kind of this little, I'm going to call it a little quote. I don't think it's a quote. I think it's just something that stuck in my mind for January. And that is that there is a time to work, there's a time to play, and there's a time to rest. And you need to be mindful of that. So I'm just kind of penciling in the quote here that I'm going to use. I don't know if it's a proper quote. I have no idea if it is. So yeah, but it is just what resonated with me for January. And the manifesto that you can see on the right hand side here says play in the middle, clearly, says try new things, reach higher and take risks, learn through games, approaching life with curiosity, say yes, gamification, go on play dates, laugh more, get messy, explore, be open, experiment, practice, learn, create, strength, all the senses. Follow your passions. There is power in play. Know there are times to work, times to play, and times to rest. Do what you love what you do. Just let shit go. Wonder. Say no to shit that doesn't make you smile. Embracing imperfection and enjoying the present. Level up your life. And this is kind of what I will say you'll see in some of my wellness spreads going forward from my planners, is that there will be a gamification, if you like, of health, because I am kind of back on doing workouts. I say back on, I've done one. But yeah, we got a stationary bike, and it's more of a game inside of the bike. We're using the Zwift system, and the Stages bike, and you're beating your own personal best, you're playing with other people. And so yeah, I think the gamification is sticking out to me. Learning through games is sticking out to me right now. The thing that you see here that I'm cutting up is the prompt page. Ali Edwards has a prompt on her website about the pieces of play. It's like a workshop and like a kit that she has. And I printed out the PDF download, and I'm going to do the prompts from it in the next month or two and add those to my one little word, because it's all about play. Something that you learn from play, what I loved to play as a kid, play as a memory. And I think the first month of this year was more of a, what is play? What does that look like for me? And that's what I'm realizing, is that it's a lot of things. It's more than what I first thought of. So yeah, it's definitely been an eye-opening month regarding my word, and I am totally fine with that. Like it does evolve. Your word does evolve, but yes, there is the gamification of things. So I signed up Stella, well, me really, for a dog training program, and we're doing it online. And yeah, it's just what to work on each week kind of thing. But doing it through play, doing it through games. So that was, again, it's that making things fun so that you want to do them more. Yeah. And this is, I'm counting it as a semi-play date, because my friend Willow was in town, and you'll see her on the left in the photo, and she moved to Oregon a couple of years ago, and she was back in town, and we got together and had a lovely walk in nature. And so I just printed that out. I put the quote on from the February download, and I just used part of the frame for the bottom of the photo there with February on it. I've got some things of the digital kit here that I'm just printing out, and I'm just deciding what I want to put on as an accent on that bottom left. But yeah, the whole process of play, like what does it look like? I feel like this first month has just been a practice, which again is about play, right? That's what practice is. You practice play. And that's what I feel like January has been. It's been a practice. It's been a practice and preparation, is what I will say. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. But regarding the prompt this month, I will say it was a struggle. But once I kind of got my head around the fact that this was about a text vision board, it made it much easier. It made it so much easier. And again, you know, different people learn in different ways. And that's the way that my brain had to kind of figure this out in order to process what I needed. So yeah, that's what that is. And I'm just using things out of the kit, using some washi, and not being afraid to use the stuff. So this is a piece of paper that was in the quarterly kit, and I'm like, I want to do some of the prompts from the, like I said, the play workshop thing that Ali's doing. I want to do some of the prompts on that. So I'm just kind of putting that to one side, deciding whether that's what I want. But this is where I decide that I want to put some journaling about these photos, because as you can see here, there's some photo printouts as well as like proper photos. And this is what I will say. The photo that you see, the third one down, that is actually, like, that's the paw print of my last dog, Pixel. And that his urn with his ashes in it, and it has a little spot for a photo that I had not printed out for over a year. It took me, what are we, like almost 15 months to do that photo, because it was just too hard. So I think that was also part of the lesson of January, that sometimes by doing things in a playful way, because I actually wanted to put Stella's photo on the wall, and I was like, you know what, it's time, I need to do this too. Like, it was an ending and a beginning. As Pixel's photo went in, then Stella's photo went up, and it was a lesson that sometimes play, it can be hard things, or it can help you through hard things. So yeah, I think there's a lesson in that too. You can see on the top photo here that Stella is with her muffin tin. And I mentioned this in another video, but I bought her a muffin tin, and I put all of her kibble in the little holes, and then I fill the holes with tennis balls, and then she has to move the tennis balls to get her food. And again, it's about play. And I think that's what I'm learning, like gaming and play, experimenting, curiosity, they're all linked. They're all linked. And so I'm trying to think of ways that I can make things more fun. Again, with that gamification kind of thing, but also thinking about how that impacts my senses. Because one thing that I've also been doing, and you'll probably see this in the March, like the February photos when I do those in March, like I've been doing some cooking and trying to think of new ways in which I can alter recipes, make them more healthy, make them keto, make them kidney friendly, and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's finding new ways to do what I do or what I need to do and make them more fun. How can I introduce play in different ways? So the other thing that I will say is I've used a few of my new toys. I've used a few of my new toys that I've gotten this month. One of those, as you will have seen, is the corner rounder, the corner chomper. Yeah, that's what I did the rounded corners with, on these little tabs on the top. And I also got the little tiny attacher, the little tiny stapler. I will leave links to these in the description. So if you have anything that you see here that you're like, oh, that looks fun, then check out the links in the description, because there will be links down there of everything and that I think is in the video. But if there's not and you have a question, then please feel free to ask. But yeah, it's this project, again, it's a year-long project of how that word evolves with you. And I already feel like in the last 6 weeks, it's definitely already evolving. It's not what I thought it was going to be. And I'm okay with that. It's definitely, yeah, I'm definitely okay with that. So I decided here to add on some of the stuff from the kits, because I'm just not using this stuff. So which is one of the reasons that I'm going to do the prompts from the pieces of play thing, because it just seems right. It just seems right to add that. Pieces of play, that's my word, right? So yeah, I will definitely be adding that. And I had these little, I don't know what they're called, little gem things from the Dollar Tree. But yeah, that is my one little word for February. Everything that I can will be linked down below. And yeah, I hope to see you soon for March's one little word. Bye.